Hi, it's Robin. Um, Today I traded SPY. This is the chart before the opening. As you can see, it's been just ripping for I don't know how many days. Um, so yeah, let's see. So today before the opening, it had a strong start. However, I did feel that it was due for a pullback. Yesterday, I thought this was it, but it came back right up and popped out. So yeah, and this is the pivot line that I drew. Um, I do not include the weeks. So for the pullback from here to here, let's say this is 100. 467 was 150%, and 470 is 161.8%. And I was I shouldn't say hope. What would be the good word? I expected today's price to pause around 470 because of this, and also the 10-digit number. So this was the 1-minute chart. It had so it was above the R6. It was extended. It is a SPY. I mean, it shouldn't, if it's a stock with lots of volume, it shouldn't really go too far from the R6. So I was waiting for the reversal. This looked like a good chance to do, but thankfully I had to wake up my son and take him to the school. So I wasn't gonna do it, but this triggered my short impulse. So I shorted and added because I was watching at 470 level, and it definitely looked like a rejection of that level. And my goal was down here near the VWAP. So I took a partial, that was half. Should have just gone at everything. I mean, strong stock, it always bounces up at VWAP, right? So it bounced it off, came back and stopped me out. Went back up. And then boom. Showing weakness, but still it's holding VWAP. And this is 2-minute chart. I'm sorry. So I trade off the 1 minute. Stopped out. Made another high. And then boom, holding VWAP. I would have shorted here just because this one didn't work out like I wanted to. It got stopped out, just half profit. But thankfully I really had to leave the house. But look what I did. I was like, okay, just a few more minutes. Short, step out. Short, step out. Short, step out. I'm like, oh, forget this. I'm taking my kids to school. So went to school, drove around, and I came home and I saw this. I'm like, oh, shoot. right? I would have totally shorted after this. It cannot break this. But then, never FOMO. There's always going to be a second chance. I was waiting for a pullback to the VWAP. I shouldn't say pullback. Bounce up. So I shorted. It looked like even didn't go to VWAP and a rejection of 20. And then look, I was like, oh, it's coming back. It's not working. But, ta-da! So I added. Now it's looking great. Didn't like this at all. But it did make lower low, but it was really strong rejection. And look, stop out. I was like, that's it, VWAP. I'm gonna keep this. This was 1R. I had a long stop. I start doing this, just have a really big wide stop because I don't do a really good entry at the first time. So anyway, so I lost about 1R here, another 1R. This was like 1R, so I was on negative. And then the rejection of this volume level, 2 weeks, losing VWAP, I went short. Partial, very small partial, because at this point, it was up here, right? It didn't even pass the opening print yet. It had a gap here, so it really looked like it wanted to fill the gap. So I took a small partials just to kind of lock in some small profits. So pre-market level, opening print, and I hold about 70%. So I think this can be either you have to be really special or you just trade for a long time and learn by the lesson. When you have strong conviction, hold it. Just hold it, hold it, hold it. So this was the gap fill. But I wanted to take some profit off at 467.50. Had a good size bit. So yeah, it was a great feeling just holding it that long and getting a great R to R ratio. And I was hoping it will make a double bottom so I could exit the rest of, it was about 10%. And it didn't. So I exited all the position around here. And after that, SPY did a really good comeback all the way up to VWAP. Let me change the 2-minute chart. Yeah, all the way up to VWAP. And then it rejected it. This looks like a short covering, whoever was shorting here. And then it came back. So yeah, I had a great trade off SPY today. I did traded some silly stuff. Reminder to myself, never trade when you have to live in 10 minutes. Never, ever. Thank you. Have a great weekend.